The decision to integrate a makerspace into the library, the makerspace is what we call our creative maker studio, was because we didn't have a really good way to fulfill our mission of allowing students to get into creative endeavors, to investigate things that fell outside the traditional library environment.
It's the library's official makerspace, and here we offer creative tools, multimedia production tools, editing tools, design tools, so that students can utilize these at no extra cost.
A makerspace is a space where students can gather to create, tinker, invent, explore, and discover using tools and materials.
The original concept for the CMS, which we originally called the Creative Media Studio, was focused on a recording studio and video and audio editing capabilities, and then a little bit later, 3D printers.
Basically, at that time frame, the library had just opened its first Learning Commons. That had opened in 2013. And so this is really an extension of that.
We officially became a makerspace and changed our name from Creative Media Studio to Creative Maker Studio in the fall of 2022. Throughout the summer that year, we worked to add many different services, such as our production room, our virtual reality room, and our sewing room. We also added our button making service. We added a 3-inch button maker. We included our 3D scanner, our vinyl cutting. We're just constantly listening to feedback, seeing what students like or don't like about things that we add, and trying to make it better.
The most valuable aspect of the CMS for students, hands down, has to be its accessibility.
Everything is here, we can use it without having to go buy it ourselves. And so, again, it removes that barrier of entry into things that we don't know if we're gonna like or not.
The great thing about the CMS is that it's available to all CSUN students, no matter what their major is, no matter what class that they're taking, and they can use it for class projects or for personal projects.
Maybe you've always wanted to make buttons and you never knew how. Maybe you've always wanted to play with 3D printers and you never know how. And your major might not even be that. But I think it's important to always stay curious. And I think that's really cool that you guys are cultivating that in an open library.
About 70 to 80% of real learning takes place outside the classroom. This is true for K through 12 as well as through higher education.
I was receiving an education in these buildings outside of us, but it was here in the CMS that I was able to really practice what I was learning technically and creatively.
There's so many things in the CMS that really expand my learning capabilities, and it's especially helpful to have people around here that know what they're talking about.
I know in college I didn't have money to buy lenses. I didn't have money to try different cameras or know why I wanted this lens, this camera, or even why I would use Illustrator over InDesign. But I had a space to do that here, and I also had people that would teach me.
When we found out about the CMS, we realized, hey, not only can we just do our own fun projects, but we can complete classwork this way.
But sometimes you also have to film for a school assignment, so it's not just also a personal thing. I think it's beneficial for both my personal and my school projects at the same time.
Other than just having the hands-on, like the craft stuff, the usual makerspace stuff, we also have virtual reality. And it's great that we have access to VR over here because we don't always get access to a good headset within the department.
I wouldn't have even gotten into 3D printing because of the high cost of entry. But if someone wants to record something, if they want to make a button, if they want to print something, it's available here at no extra charge.
My hobby is to play little board games, and because it's so expensive, I would come to the Creative Maker Studios to print some of those models as what is shown on display.
I was in charge of costumes for a cultural performance, and because of the room I was able to bring maybe one or two friends to help me in making costumes, and the room gave us like a space just to lay out everything. Instead of working on like a small table at home, we were able to get costumes done and put on a great performance.
When it comes to community, there's no place like CSUN. And the CMS is no different because people hear about it and they want to be about it.
And it brings people together from various different backgrounds, various different forms, and it's kind of heartwarming because I don't think I would know a decent amount of people I know now, whether professionally or not, without having met them first in the CMS.
People would come so consistently. They knew the place. There were so many familiar faces. They would come in and be like, hey, I know you. You were here last week.
Whether it was just familiar and very friendly staff, or getting to know some of the other people that were using the same equipment. You see the same faces. Even if you're not using the same equipment or are not in the same creative realm, you acknowledge each other. You know that your creative works are important, that expression is important, that it's a mix of technical and creative ability, and that we're here to support one another.
It's like a judgment-free zone where we're just here to help. You can come in, get your questions answered, get any equipment you need, and just like feel empowered and enabled to do the kind of work that you want to do.
I'm glad that the CMS was here. I was a lonely freshman and gave me a place to stay and hang out, and then ultimately find more people to share the love I have for all the creative things that the CMS has.
I think my experience in the department prepared me for what was to come after I graduated.
When I was hired at my current job, I asked them why they picked, a biochemist who's been working with cells for so long in a medical research position. And one of the things that they said stood out to them was my experience with 3D modeling and design, because they wanted someone who could think creatively and spatially.
I carried a lot of lessons that I learned from the CMS into all spectrums of my life, including my career. I actually met somebody here that would later become my best friend and get me my current job at BuzzFeed. And with the stuff that I learned here, the skills that I developed through troubleshooting and through breaking down equipment and checking it out and helping other people with it, I was really able to feel more confident as a social media creator and editor as well.
So the CMS evolving in 5 years, I think it's very easy, and a very quick way to answer the question is AI. I think what's a more honest and true answer is it depends on what students' needs are at the time. And that's really what's going to drive this direction.
We're always looking for student feedback, seeing where we can improve, where some areas that we added may not be getting a lot of use. And from there, we're listening to feedback and adding more services. So our hope is to expand our virtual reality room to include software like Unity, where students can actually use the program to create their own VR games, as well as a embroidery machine. We just bought one of those, and we're experimenting with that right now, and we're hoping to make that available within the next year.
One of the things that I'm hoping for is more collaboration with the different colleges and different departments at CSUN, for instructors, professors to send their students to the CMS to find the tools that they can use.
Every time I come back to the CMS and I see how much it grows, it's just absolutely amazing that a place like this exists and that it's growing.
For incoming freshmen, if you do find this space, spend as much time as you can.
I can't tell you how many times I've encountered a student who says that they wish they knew about us in their senior year and that they could have used us their entire college experience and their college time.
Just try it out.
Don't be scared to fail. Don't be scared to ask questions.
Once you walk in, you'll realize that you have a lot of things you can do here.
And if you think anything is interesting and anything looks cool to you, just go for it and try it out. You never know how that small interest or thing that you find so fantasizing can spark up something really unique and beautiful.